everybody. Merry Christmas and welcome to the Talking Disney Classics podcast. And this is the show where we like to talk about the Disney canon and anything animated that Disney does. It's so much fun. And this is going to post on either Christmas or the day after Christmas. I'm not sure. But regardless, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's right.
Yes. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner and Stanford's here. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Thanks so much, Rachel. I'm so excited to be talking with you about Christmas stuff. It's so fun. You are the queen. You are the queen of Christmas. So I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. But I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, this is fun because I got to see a bunch of new stuff, which is a little bit tough at this point to find Christmas stuff that I haven't seen. It's a little bit difficult.
Seriously.
And so what we thought would be fun is to do a ranking of all of the animation that Disney has done that's holiday themed. And we stuck with pretty overtly holiday. Like I didn't have for instance, I didn't have like Wind in the Willows in here that has a holiday scene. I didn't have Lady and the Tramp in here and that has a holiday scene. So it was pretty, I was trying to, we had to keep it down to somewhere, but this was fun because we included all the studios, we included shorts and features, and we ended up with 19 to do.
Yep.
So This was a lot of fun. Had you seen all of these before, or were some new ones for you?
I'd seen most of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of those classic shorts though were new. I haven't seen some of them I hadn't seen. So that was particularly really fun for me.
Yeah. And I love shorts in general, animated shorts, and I love seeing the vintage, both Warner Brothers and Disney shorts. I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
It's so much fun. So that was my favorite part of this whole project. And that was the stuff that was new to me. And, some of the stuff I hadn't seen for a long time. So that was fun. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in chronological release date order, because I figured our list would be pretty different. We don't want to just be talking about the same things over and over again. So that's what we do when we both say where we put different things. And just thought that would be fun. So we would love to hear your takes. And I'll put a link to this list on Letterboxd. And if you want to do your own, if you want to put in the comment section your own ranking, or if you want to do your own video or podcast or blog or whatever, just tag us and we'd love to see what you think. But let's dive in. Let's talk about it. And the first one that we're going to talk about is our shorts, or the first bunch of our shorts, and it's Las Posadas. This is from 1944, and this was a short that was part of Three Caballeros. And it's telling the story of, I think it's Pachito who's telling the story of the Mexican children who helped with Mary and Joseph searching for the room at the inn. And posada meant inn or shelter, and their parents told them no posada at each house until they came to one where they were offered shelter in the stable. And so what did you think about this short?
I thought it was adorable. There are so many things I liked about it. I had seen that the Three Caballero, of course we've seen Three Caballeros before, right? I just didn't put it in context. Oh yeah, there's a Christmas portion in that film. I am such a sucker for Mary Blair's art, and this short, and it's just a series of stills,
Yeah.
They're not animated at all, but it is so, the way that the camera moves across the art and just the Mary Blair caricatures, I just thought it was adorable. I have it at number 8. I just was really taken with it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish that it had been animated and it wasn't the stills, but it's still very, very cute and definitely a highlight of one of the best parts in Three Caballeros.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm thinking too. Like, because I don't care for that film at all, and and it's also it's really short. It's like no wonder I kind of
Yeah,
forgotten about it because what is
but
it,
two
Rachel? Like
minutes.
2 minutes? Yeah,
Yeah. And I did include basically anything that had its own entry in on Letterboxd.
yeah.
That was also another sort of factor, and this was in there, so which was kind of interesting. And so I have it at 11 out of 19, so not too far
Okay,
off. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And for the most part, there's only a couple that I don't like in this. I mean, I you
Yeah,
put the
same with
holidays
me.
on it, most of it I find at least watchable.
Yeah, there's only two that
There's only
I
two.
definitely just like absolutely dislike, but a lot of them are just kind of either middle of the
Mm,
road for me, but not just like oh my gosh, I hate this so much.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Well, the next one that we're going to talk about is another short. This was in Melody Time, and it's Once Upon a Winter Time. And this is, you could make an argument that this is more of a winter short than it is a Christmas short. But nevertheless, I think the whole Courier and Ives kind of vibe about it feels very, very Christmassy.
yes, yes.
And you've got Frances Langford singing, and it's fun. What did you think about it?
You know, it's never been one of my favorite portions of Melody Time. I think because I hate this the third, if you call it the third act of a short, when they go over the waterfall or where they're about to go over the waterfall. I just think
Oh,
here's this super cute, serene story that gets just like this jarring,
that's true.
for me. So I mean, I'm just being a wuss like I always am. But I I think the art, I just, again, peak Disney animation,
Yeah.
is beautiful to look at. I don't really care. I don't care that much for the story. But
Mm.
again, no, no, it's not. Again, I'm not hating on it. I just don't.
I
Um,
can see that. Yeah, I can see
I
that.
don't love it. I have it at, let's see, at 11.
Okay. So we just swapped it. I actually have this at 8.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think it just has a little more animation than
Yeah.
Posadas. But
Right. Well, the animation again, I think is
very
lovely.
whimsical.
It is. It's so fun, so
Hmm.
charming.
Yeah. Okay, now with the next short that we're going to talk about was a new one to me. It's Corn Chips.
Yes, new to me too.
So,
Never seen it. Loved it. Actually, I absolutely loved
yeah,
it.
Donald is shoveling the snow off his walk. Chip and Dale are shoveling their branch. Donald tricks them into shoveling his walk. Angered, they sneak into his house where he's getting ready to make popcorn. They've never seen this before, but they love it. And they stow away in the box, then make off with the bowl of popcorn. So, yeah, so you loved it.
Oh, I thought it was just classic
Yeah.
Donald Duck and Chip and Dale.
Yes.
Just all the stuff I love about um I love about those old Donald Duck shorts. I just had a blast watching it. So cute. So fun.
Yeah, I mean, I am not as well informed as I would like to be about these early shorts. And that was fun about this project. But also during my Disney Scares month, I reviewed the Trick or Treat short. I reviewed the Haunted House, and then from Fantasia on Night on Bottom Mountain, and then Lonesome Ghosts, which was the inspiration for Ghostbusters, or
Yeah.
one of the inspirations. And that was so much fun. I loved doing that. And
Oh
so
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's a blind spot that I have that I really want to fix because I do love these shorts, and this one was delightful.
Yeah. So fun.
And I like that tit for tat that Chip and Dale and Donald have.
Oh, I do too. I love it. And this just delivered on all fronts. It was just classic, just classic Donald Duck, classic Chip and Dale.
Yeah. I like when they eat the so much of the popcorn and you can literally see it in their bellies for
Isn't
Chip and Dale.
that funny? I mean, just these guys are so clever.
Yeah.
These gags are so funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, love it.
And And this was directed by Jack Hanna, and he did most of the Donald Duck shorts.
Yep.
What they're saying. So yeah, this one for me, I have it at 7.
Yeah. See, I have it at 6. So
yeah. And then we have another Chippendale short. This is Pluto's Christmas Tree. That also obviously has Mickey and Pluto in it, but it also has Chippendale, which they were saying in some of the things I was reading that this is kind of unusual because usually Chippendale were with Donald.
Yes.
And for them to be in a short with Mickey was different. But it's delightful. This is a great short.
So cute. Again, just peak, again, directed by Jack Hanna. And they're 1952, if I'm not mistaken, is the date on it. And just absolutely terrific. Just a perfect, funny, cute short. I love it. It's almost, for me, it's almost like a tie with Corn Chips. I listed it at number 7. But really, I think and Corn, I like them, equally.
Yeah, I had 3. That's very, very high.
Yeah, that's great.
And I guess that my Mickey fangirl.
Oh, right.
I don't know, but there were just so many great scenes. Like I love when he almost lights Chippendale on. He thinks this is a candle. That was funny. And Pluto.
I'm such a sucker for Pluto too.
Such great animation.
I love Pluto so much.
Yeah. Anytime they're decorating the tree, and it just has so much Christmas feels.
Yeah.
The way they animate the lights, the Christmas lights. And it's really, really has that Art Deco 1950s feel to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
really,
I have it
really great.
You at 7?
I have a 7, but really it's tied with Corn Chips, kind of, I'd say tied for 6. But yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Rachel's Reviews? Do you look forward to Family Movie Night, Female Film Critics panels, or the Talking Disney podcast? If so, please consider supporting the podcast by becoming a Patreon. As a patron, you get to access monthly events such as the watch-alongs and Q&As, where you get to talk to stars and find out the behind the scenes of the movie making industry. And you can pick what I review for Family Movie Night, or even become a guest on the podcast. Podcasts and YouTube channels are expensive, and I really, really could use your help. I would so appreciate it. You also get to be a member of the Facebook group where we talk about all the films that we're seeing, and we have so much fun. Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies and select one of the Rachel's fan tiers. That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
So then next we have the small one. So this is jumping up to 1978.
Big gap, between Christmas shorts.
And like I said, we could have included Lady and the Tramp, but I was just trying to do more specific.
Yeah, because this,
it's just the opening scene in Lady
exactly. And it's adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, if I was including Lady and the Tramp, it would probably be number 2.
Yeah, it would be in my top 3 for sure.
Yeah. But the small one, that was new to me. I had never heard
of
this.
Never seen it? Yeah,
no, I never.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in theaters.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I was a kid, but I saw it in the theater. I can't remember what it was attached to, but it was it was a short in front of like Herbie Goes Bananas or something. Yeah.
It says here. Let's see here. It was a reissue of Pinocchio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that would be amazing.
I saw that. Yeah.
In 1978.
Yeah, my mom and dad took me to that.
Huh. Yeah. So I had never seen it before. This is directed by Don Bluth.
Don Bluth.
It sounds like it had quite the production history back and forth. I guess I was looking that Pete Young, I guess, originated the story. Larson, one of the 9 Old Men.
Yeah.
That he was originally assigned to direct it. And then things went south, and it says here, according to Mattinson, Bernie Mattinson, the team left on Friday for the weekend and returned on Monday to have their work tossed out because studio management had selected Don Bluth to direct it instead. Then animator Betsy Betos claimed Larson, in reaction to the news, just shook his head and knew that he wasn't being appreciated. He felt the old days were gone. In retrospect, Blue stated that Small One was something I directed to get the crew busy until Pete's Dragon. Larson might have been involved in the storyboard area, but he didn't get to direction. I think he elected to teach. Instead, Blue supervised all aspects of the production, including heavily revising the storyline that it frustrated Young. So lots of drama.
Drama at Disney over this one.
Yeah, who knew?
You know, and I don't think it's a really great short. I don't dislike it. And also, what's interesting to me is, you know, Don Bluth's imprint is all over it because it looks like
It does.
Don't even the character designs look like they're from non-Disney Don Bluth, you know?
Yeah. It really does, and has his brand of sort of sentimentality.
Yes.
And it's okay.
Yeah, I don't love it, but
yeah, it's you know, the relationship between the boy and the donkey is very sweet.
yeah,
Is lovely, and him not wanting to turn him over to the tanner. Oh my gosh,
I know, right?
drama. And but then when, you know, Small One becomes the donkey for Mary, is very sweet.
It is. It's sweet. It just said it's really got that sentimentality that it's very, you know, representative of Don Bluth's work.
Yeah,
And
but
I remember as a kid, I liked it, you know.
yeah, it feels very like Sunday school.
Yes.
Very like living scriptures.
Yeah, it does. It's almost like the predecessor, you know, to the
Yeah.
living scriptures.
I have it at 16.
Okay. See, I'm surprised I have it as high as I do. I have it at 11.
Okay.
But I think part of it just because, again, comparative to what's
Nostalgia.
below, to the nostalgia factor, and then what's below it, which we'll get to.
Well, then we jump up to 1983 and we have Mickey's Christmas Carol. And one of the unique things about Mickey's Christmas Carol is that you have it's as if they went to the characters that we know and love, and then they did an audition and they cast them to play these other roles.
Yeah,
which is very unique.
It's
so we
unique.
have Mickey playing Cratchit, we have Scrooge playing Scrooge, which brilliant. I mean,
yeah, so perfect.
They have a character named Scrooge, of course, you know,
Yeah.
So that was perfect. And you know, they have Donald playing Nephew Fred, and they have
And
all that.
Goofy is Jacob Marley. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
And it's great. I love it. I love the animation. I love how dark and scary it gets. And I love also, but then also the sarcasm, really fun. What do they got over there on the boiling and bubbling? You know, that's your laundry.
Yeah.
And it was funny. And they don't have the they skip over a ton because this is short, but it does get pretty scary at that ending for little kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, I mean, they keep to the tone of
I'll
change.
I'll change.
Yeah, they keep to the tone of A Christmas Carol. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, him falling into that grave and
Great at Alvin Grave. Yeah.
And Pete's pretty scary.
Yeah.
In there.
Absolutely.
Did you know Pete is a cat?
You know, I did know that, but isn't it weird?
I didn't know that he was a cat until fairly recently. I forget what. Were you on that podcast where we talked to, or was it?
I don't think it was me, but it might have been.
I was on a podcast with somebody and somehow got started talking and they're like, Pete is a cat. And oh no, it was Terry. It was my friend Terry.
Okay.
Okay. Saying that when he was on the Goof Troop, then they started to change him into more dog-like, and it's like, no, he's a cat. I had no idea that he was a cat.
Yeah, peg like Pete.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
but yeah, and it's so cute. Like the little Mickeys are so adorable, and so it's great. I would I have this one at number one for
Oh,
me. It's like,
nice.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean it was a debate between the other ones, but I just feel like this is the most like Christmas, and it's so well done, and I love the music, and so yeah, I have it at number one.
Yeah, see, I have it at number 4, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love that it's directed by Bernie Manson and uh just so charming. It's just so
Yeah.
fun to see all these characters that we love, beautifully animated and used. Yeah, as you said, I just love that's a great. I loved how you put it, Rach, that it's like, yeah, they had a casting call, and then all these characters got all these classic Disney characters from all over the place. Got
Yeah.
put into this film. Um,
Because they would do that a couple other times after with like Prince and the Pauper and things like that.
yeah.
But this was just, I mean, and I guess they have like Mickey and the Beanstalk, and so there's a few
Yes.
things, but this was just, it felt a little different to me.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's I can see why you have it at number 1. I support that wholeheartedly. It's really wonderful, and I think it's just one of those. I mean, truly,
Yeah.
it's a timeless classic for Disney, I think.
Well, the next one, we go up to 1993, so we're up 10 years, and we have The Nightmare Before Christmas. And this is, of course, our story of Jack Skellington, the king of Halloween, stumbling into Christmas land and being enamored with it and deciding to take over Christmas land, and to disastrous effects. This directed by Henry Selick, not Tim Burton.
No, it's not directed by Tim Burton.
I
Tim
was
Burton designed, got his
the
thumbprint
story,
all over it, his
the
story
story.
and aesthetic. But
Yeah.
yeah, Henry Selick is the director.
Yeah. And it was so annoying. So there was a little documentary on the CW this last holiday season called The Best Christmas Movies Ever. And in that, in general, I really enjoyed it. It was very nice. But they, in the section on Nightmare Before Christmas, they talk about Tim Burton. They have 3 of their guests talking about Tim Burton and Tim Burton's genius and Tim Burton making the film. And Tim Burton, I was like, oh my gosh,
Do your homework, people.
it's a documentary. Like, I'd understand, I guess, if one person kind of, one of their celebs or whatever, so, but 3? God.
Oh, my stars.
You got to feel bad for Henry Selick, because no man has made more of a masterpiece and gotten less credit for it.
I know. It's true. It's true. Yeah, I agree. I think this is such a terrific
Brutal.
film.
But
Even though, regardless,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, friend.
I have it at number 2.
Yeah, see, I have it at
No.
I have it at number 1.
I have it at number 2 just because I do think in the debate, I do think it's more of a Halloween movie than a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. I concur. But I have it at number 1 just because I just think it's
Yeah.
and it's one of those, I've seen it so many times and I never tire of it. I think
Yeah.
I'm always just enthralled with the stop motion animation. I think it's some of the best. Well, Danny Elfman I think has done lots of great work, but I think his music in this, and plus he's the singing voice of Jack.
Yeah.
It all just works for me.
Well, and I really like the overall message of
I do
when
too.
you are trying to be something that you're not.
Yeah.
Even as good-natured as trying to be Christmas might be, it's not who he is. And Sally sees that and knows it and knows how toxic this is. And it's just such a horrible, like, disaster will only ensue.
Yep.
And so I think it has like a ton of heart and soul.
I do too. Yeah. It's I think it's just wonderful. And I'm with you. It's more of a Halloween movie than a Christmas movie, but here we go.
Yeah, but so good. 5 out of 2. Okay, then we have drop in quality. 1997, Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Astonished to find the Beast has a deep-seated hatred of Christmas season, Belle endeavors to change his mind on the matter. So basically, you're supposed to buy that in the something there sequence, in between that sequence, there was also Christmas happened here?
Oh my stars.
The so the only reason I have this at 18 and not 19 is because I do think there's one that was a little more boring for me. And I think like the voice cast is pretty solid. And I think that the Tim Curry organ is just so bizarre
I know.
that it's so strange. But yeah, I mean it's terrible. It's horrible. I hate it.
I hate this thing so much. I have it at 18 too, because there's one I hate more.
Oh, you hate
But
more.
but I
I know the one, and it just makes me laugh.
I think that this thing is it's the peak of the cheap cool era. The animation is horrid. The story's horrid. And I mean, it's fun. I mean, in theory, it's fun. Like, oh, we get to have some more time, with Belle and the Beast and the enchanted objects and stuff. But it's such a horrible thing. It's just so painful.
It really is.
It's
painful.
terrible. It's just so badly done. So badly done.
Yeah, when I went to a panel at FanX with Robbie and Paige, and somebody asked him about this, and the other, I forget what the other one's called, the other mid-cool.
Yeah,
and their answer was just, I just wish that they could have been better.
Yeah,
Because
a good way to put it. They were
weren't
just
good.
so badly done.
But
Yeah.
and it's just bizarre, like that this organ character is just very
Oh,
strange.
It's so strange.
It makes no sense.
It's just terrible. Oh,
We'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Mistletoe at Jameson Ranch, the new clean, uplifting romance and entry in the Teacher Project by writer Anna Grace. Award-winning author Anna Grace is back with another installment in her heartwarming series, The Teacher Project. 5 teachers are recruited to revive a high school in the tiny cantankerous town of Pronghorn, Oregon, shaking up the community and creating friendships to last a lifetime. In Mistletoe at Jameson Ranch, Nashville lawyer Harlow Jameson returns to Pronghorn to find big changes to her little town and new faces, including Vander Torn, a gorgeous teacher and cowboy in training. Harlow is roped into helping with the holiday pageant, and Vander's showing her a whole new side of Pronghorn and herself. But is a picture-perfect Christmas season enough to bridge the gap between the city girl and her sweet cowboy? Mistletoe at Jameson Ranch has been called the perfect Christmas read by early reviewers and is available at all the major retailers and online. You can use the affiliate link below. That's Mistletoe at Jameson Ranch by Anna Grace. We know you'll love it.
Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, and this is a compilation of 3 shorts that were new, I think, to this compilation. They're not vintage shorts.
yeah.
There's Donald Duck Stuck on Christmas, and this is Huey, Dewey, and Louie, that they end up having Christmas over and over. They get in a time warp about a time loop for Christmas, so they learn their lesson. And then they have a very goofy Christmas. So this is Goofy and Max are getting a letter mailed to Santa Claus and go on a wild chase to get it to the mailman after the 2 miss the mailman in the early morning. So there's shenanigans ensue. And then Mickey and Minnie's Gift of the Magi. Mickey wants to get Minnie a gold chain for her watch, so he works at Crazy Pete's tree lot. Minnie also wants to give Mickey something special for Christmas, so she works hard at her job in the department store to get a bonus to buy a present with. And of course, they end up selling their prize. Mickey gives her the chain for her watch, which she reveals she sold to buy Mickey a case for his harmonica, which he also no longer has. So there we go. I don't know. What do you think about this?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Speaking of being a Scrooge, this is me being a Scrooge. I think I would have liked it if I were a young kid. I probably would have liked it as a child. I don't know. Whatever it was, it just didn't work. And maybe I just was in, I was in a bad mood when I first saw it, and I just have never wanted to rewatch it. So maybe if I rewatched it and I was more in the Christmas spirit, I have it at 17. So
Oh, okay.
again, I will put it on myself that it probably could and maybe should be higher, but I just didn't love it. Didn't love it.
Yeah. I have it at 10, so it's like right in the middle for
Yeah,
me, but
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think my favorite was the Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
See, that's the one, remember the
Huey,
only
Louie.
one that I really liked. I didn't really like the Goofy one, and I didn't like the Gift of the Magi one either. But that's
For
just
Mickey
me.
and Minnie getting all
Yeah,
emotional.
yeah,
One of my favorite things like Christmas ever is the Christmas Eve on Sesame Street, and they have
oh
a Gift of the
yeah,
Magi segment between Ernie and Bert, and Mr. Hooper becomes involved.
yes.
And they sing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" at the end. It's the
It's
best.
cute. That's cute.
The
Yeah,
best. I love
yeah.
that whole and that whole special is just it's absolutely beautiful.
And I think it's executed better, frankly, than this
Yeah.
Disney one, personally. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. Well, next up we have Winnie the Pooh and the Very Merry Pooh Year. So this is our Disney Tunes Winnie the Pooh, and it's three shorts. And this is my lowest. I thought this was so boring. I kept falling asleep. And I wasn't that tired.
Yeah.
But it just did nothing for me. The story, I do like at the end them singing "Auld Lang Syne." That was nice. The voice acting is solid. Pros, Peter Cullen, Jim
Yeah.
Cummings, everybody. But I don't know. I just didn't like it. This is my Grinch one, I guess. It was
Yeah.
boring to me.
Well, see, and I have a low too. I have it as 16.
Okay, yeah.
And it's kind of at a tie with Mickey's Once Upon a Time. Actually, there's some other ones that it's kind of tied with. But I yeah, I'm with you. I just thought it was just kind of blah. And again, these characters are so endearing when they're done well. I think when it's done well. And I just didn't care for it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
way that the storytelling, it didn't work for me. But again, maybe if I were, 3 years old, I might like it.
Yeah, if you were looking for like a pure babysitter for your kids,
Yeah.
then it's serviceable, I guess.
Yeah, serviceable is the right word.
But I would just rather watch any of these other ones
Instead,
with my
yeah.
kids if I
Yeah.
was doing that than watch this. So that's just me. Okay, next we have The Little Match Girl. And this is our short based on the Hans Christian Andersen tale. The poor young girl with a burning desire to find comfort and happiness in her life. Desperate to keep warm, the girl lights the matches she sells and envisions a very different life for herself. And that includes like the holidays and her visions of the holidays. Yeah, I mean, this one's a kind of a sad one
Oh, it's
for the
heartbreaking.
But I do have it very high. I think this is a beautiful short. The animation's so gorgeous, and I have it at 4.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. I mean, the animation is absolutely breathtaking. I hate this story so much. I just hate it, Rachel. So I have it at 13.
Okay.
But again, it was hard because again, I respect the artistry so much,
Yeah.
and it's
It
the
is a
story.
sad story. I get
It's
that.
told so well. I think for me, I have a real aversion to these sad Christmas stories. Um, I just think I mean, Christmas stories, I just would wish that they were, more upbeat. That's just
Yeah.
more to my taste for,
Yeah, I get it. I
for
get
what,
that. I can
for
see
me,
that.
but still absolutely beautifully made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we are back. We are up to 2009. We had a big jump.
I know all these jumps.
And we are at A Christmas Carol, directed by Robert Zemeckis. And this is our motion capture. And it has Jim Carrey, Gary Oldman, Colin Firth, Robin Wright, Gary Elwes. The list goes on. And of course, our miser Ebenezer Scrooge is awakened on Christmas Eve by spirits who revealed to him his own miserable existence. So this is the one that, I mean, I have it at 12, so it's not like I think it's a masterpiece. I do appreciate how true to the book this is. I mean,
Yeah.
it is by far the most accurate to the book. It has lines that no other version has about when Scrooge is talking about the sacrament and people sitting on the Sabbath, and it shows the lighthouse keeper and him doing caring for the lighthouse on Christmas Eve. You never see that part included, so I really appreciate that. And I also feel like it gets the emotion right. I mean, because it's easy to show Scrooge as being sort of the smart aleck, in the certainly Alastair Sims. His version is very, he's sort of the sarcastic. The Albert Finney, his version is very sarcastic. And that's not really true to the book. The Scrooge in the book is an absolute nightmare. Like, he is a sniveling, seething, covetous old sinner is how he's described. And with just he's just lost all of his humanity, and they really capture that quite well in the movie. And I know that the motion capture is tough. I get used to it. It's not as big a deal breaker for me. It's not like my favorite or anything, but I don't hate it either. So for me, it's 12. That's
Nice.
where I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come as a huge shock to have this at 19.
Yeah.
The motion capture I despise. I just because not so much that the art form itself is bad. I just hate how it's executed, and I just feel like these characters, particularly the eyes, they're absolutely soulless. I really dislike the quote unquote camera in this film. In fact, I hate it. So, and it makes me sad because I want to like anything that Robert Zemeckis does.
Oh my gosh. I mean, he has been a hard one to champion lately.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I know it makes me sad, but this,
rough.
this, any of his most, because I truly dislike the Polar Express, his Polar Express film, and
I don't mind that either. I think it's I don't love it, but I don't
hate it so much.
I think it has like a certain whimsy and a certain charm to it. But yeah, I mean, I get it.
Well, and I appreciate that you can get used to the motion capture. Good for you. I wish I wish I could do that. The whole time I'm just angry. Like, I hate this so much.
Yeah. Well, you're not alone. I know a lot of people that they really can't stand that motion capture, and it is kind of sad that it took it took Zemeckis on this weird path for all those years.
It did, because I think I thought his Beowulf film, I thought it was terrible. Too, and
I never saw that one.
Oh, be grateful.
But Mars Needs Bombs was absolutely. He didn't do that one, but it's one of the worst movies ever.
It's just
even that one couldn't win me over. Yeah. All right. So next we have Prep and Landing, and we have done a whole separate episode on Prep and Landing. Yeah. We did a whole episode on Mickey's Christmas Carol as well, of Talking Disney a while back. And of course on like Melody Time and in the Three Caballeros we've done. But Prep and Landing we did an episode on, and they're so much fun. I really enjoy them.
I do too. Prep and Landing, I just think are just delightful, and I know we talked about this in that episode, Rachel, but I just, growing up, one of my favorite things were those 30-minute, or some of them were an hour, but TV Christmas specials. I love them so much. It was just such a fun part of my childhood, and I saw the filmmakers, of Prep and Landing at a D23. It was, at the summer before the first one came out. And I just loved hearing how they were talking, because they were like my age, and talking about the same thing. It's like, we love those TV specials as a child, and that's what they really wanted to capture. And I really feel like that they did. And such fun. I have Prep and Landing at number 2.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think that I think that they aced it, and the animation's
Mm,
great, and it's so clever,
yeah.
so fun, so
Yeah,
much
I
fun.
have it at 6, but I
Yeah.
really enjoy them. Yeah. All right. Next, we had Toy Story: Toy Story That Time Forgot, and this is during a post-Christmas play date. The gang find themselves in uncharted territory when the coolest set of action figures ever turn out to be dangerously delusional. It's up to Trixie the Triceratops if the gang hopes to return to Bonnie's room in the Toy Story: The Time Forgot. So, what do you think about this one?
I don't hate it. I kind of have a high. I have it at 9. I think it's for me. It was just fun. It's just like this. It was clever.
Yeah.
It was fun to spend some more time with these characters. It's not groundbreaking. It's not that heartwarming to me. But it was just. I thought it was enjoyable. I liked it. Yeah. What
Yeah,
did you
I have
think?
it low, but not, I mean, I think it's fun. I enjoy it, but I think it's the weakest of these spin-off Toy Story. Like, I
Yeah.
think the Toy
Yeah.
Story of Terror, the
Agreed.
other ones were
Agreed.
better.
Yeah, the other
Uh,
ones were they were definitely better. I think I like this one more in context than some of these other,
mm,
films, the short holiday shorts that we're talking about.
yeah, I have it at 15, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate
Yeah,
it. It's
it's
fun.
not just flat out terrible,
No.
but it's not the best by any means
Yeah.
of the Toy Story, spinoffs, as you said. Yeah.
Well, next where did you have it?
I have it at 9.
In 9, okay.
Yeah.
Well, next we have the short that broke broke the fandom. Everybody hated it at the time. People were very upset to have this Olaf's Frozen Adventure on top of Coco, and they ended up removing it, and people didn't like it. I didn't mind it. I thought it was kind of cute.
I
I
thought it
mean,
was cute. I
I
didn't
still,
mind it at all.
yeah, I still have it like on the low side, but not. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought the songs were catchy and
And for
uh,
me, it was like more time in the movie theater. I didn't
I
care.
know.
Like, people, why are you getting so mad?
I don't understand
It was weird. I
because
mean, Frozen, Disney had kind of saturated the market with Frozen stuff, but I still thought this was really cute.
yeah, because
I have it at number 3.
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean Mickey's Christmas Carol, that's 25 minutes and
Yeah,
nobody complained about
I
that.
know.
Excuse me. And
Bless
nobody
you.
complained about that being ahead of the rescuers. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's not uncommon to have longer shorts in front of movies, but for some reason this one was quite triggering for
People, I
people.
know, right?
I
That
don't
was
know
really
why.
interesting.
I
Yeah.
have it at 14, but I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
I and I think too, I don't feel like I ever got the Frozen fatigue that many people
Yeah,
did.
same.
I always quite liked the Frozen stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just yeah,
Yeah, I
not
agree.
mad about it at all.
We'll
Go
see if
figure.
we'll see if 3 and 4 are my tipping point, but
Right. Exactly. Particularly if they suck.
so far
So
for the most part, I've enjoyed everything that they've put out that's been
yeah.
Frozen
Yep. Ditto.
related.
And
So,
I think that the attractions, the theme park attractions, the ones that I've been able to go on are great.
uh, I've never done that, but in Epcot, but I've heard it's fun.
Yeah, I love the one in Epcot. I think it's great.
Yeah. All right, next we have the Star Wars Holiday Special, Lego Star Wars
Lego.
Holiday
Yeah.
Special. This is from 2020. This is in the pandemic. And this was fun. I enjoyed it. It was funny and enough, laughs. I have it at 13, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, see, I have it at 5. I thought
Okay.
um I just think these Lego specials are really well done. And I think that they hit the right tone of self-deprecating or making fun of the source material, but still like keeping it kind of true to it as
Yeah.
well. And I think I was so I mean, I'm really not angry of a person, Rachel, but here I am just like, oh, I was so angry. But I hated, The Rise of Skywalker. I hated that film so much. I
Mm.
thought it was episode 9 was just dreadful. And so for this to come out it didn't necessarily heal the wounds, but it was just nice to like have a refreshing Star Wars thing that was just fun, you know.
Yeah.
So I had high just because I think that's why I have explained some context
No, I can see that.
why I have it a little higher, yeah,
Yeah,
than maybe it
that's
deserves to
true.
be. Yeah,
That's true. That it was kind of, and it was a bright spot on Disney Plus as well.
yeah,
The
true.
rollout in the pandemic, it was
Yeah,
nice and everything. So I can totally see that. Yeah, I'm at 13. I didn't get a chance to revisit it, and I wish I'd had time, but I didn't. But yeah, I have it at 13.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
Next up, we have the stop motion Mickey Saves Christmas. This is from 2022. And Mickey, Minnie, and their pals attempt to celebrate the perfect Christmas at their snowy cabin. However, when Pluto causes Santa to lose all the presents on his sleigh, the friends travel to the North Pole on a quest to save Christmas. And this was just so fun to see all of our characters in stop motion. Like the story is cute enough, but I just really enjoyed like just the aesthetic of it, seeing Mickey and Minnie and Pluto and stop motion. I just thought was really fun. So I enjoyed it. I have it at 9.
oh nice, yeah. I enjoyed it too. I thought seeing them in stop motion was really fun. I didn't really care for the story, but I thought it was but artistically it was delightful. I have it lower. I have it just behind Little Match Girl at 14,
Okay.
but not really trying to slam it. Again, it just didn't love it story wise, but just was so happy. It was just fun to see Mickey and Minnie being created in stop motion. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love it aesthetically.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I would love for them to do more of them. 'Cause
Yes.
it was really fun
Me
to
too.
see.
In fact, I liked this a lot more than I've liked the Ren and Stimpy Mickey Mouse. The like the modern Mickey Mouse that gets
Oh,
used a
yeah.
lot. And 2D
Mm.
animation that was done,
Right. Yeah.
done by the
I
TV, by
agree.
by the TV animation team. Yeah.
Right. I agree. Yeah, it's too bad that they used that for the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah, the railway ride at the Disney parks. Yeah.
I wish they'd used the old school.
Yeah,
I've never been on it, but I wish
I-
they'd used the
No,
old
I
school.
do too. I wish they used the old school. I agree.
Well, next up we have Diary of a Wimpy Kid, a Diary of a Wimpy Kid Christmas Cabin Fever. Hilarious and heartfelt holiday tale centered around everyone's favorite disaster-prone middle school student Greg Heffley, which finds him desperately fighting to stay off Santa's naughty list as the family prepares for a major winter snowstorm. So I have this one very low. I have it at 17. just 'cause
Yeah, I have it at 15. Yeah.
Okay. I just hate this animation. I think it looks awful. And I know it's kind of it's an homage to the drawings in the book. I get that, but
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
It's
at
hard
all.
to watch.
It is hard to
Yeah,
watch.
it's not pleasant for me at all. And also, I've never read one of the books. I mean, I'm familiar. I've seen them, seen how the pictures are incorporated, and they've done, I think, a pretty effective job with these other Wimpy Kid stuff to really show off that aesthetic. As you said, I'm with you. It's very unpleasant to watch.
Yeah. I do think that this story is probably the best of these animated Wimpy Kid movies.
Yeah, the story wasn't terrible. Yeah.
The Christmas kind of story makes sense, but for these characters and this thing, but I just really it's not for me.
That's why it's so low for me. The animation is just
Yeah.
raw.
So then we have from this year, we have An Almost Christmas Story. This was directed by David Lowery and produced by Alfonso Cuarón.
I
So that's
know.
pretty
I
cool.
mean, that's the pedigree of this thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
A young owl meets a lost little girl in New York City. Together, they try to get home for Christmas. So the owl is stuck in the Rockefeller Center tree, and that goes to New York and meets this little girl. I think her name's Lily. I think, and they become friends, and it's just very sweet. And I loved the animation and the music, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very, very sweet, and I gave it a 5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I
Nice.
really liked it. What did you think?
You know, I thought it was adorable. John C. Reilly voices them as the narrator, and he
Yeah.
channels. I saw an interview with him on Good Morning America, and he was just saying he was channeling his inner Burl Ives.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Yeah.
and that makes sense, you know, when you see it in context. I really admired the artistry. I didn't just love the whole experience of watching this short. I think for me, the color palette, this is so nitpicky. I'm sorry to be, I don't wish to be a jerk. The color palette was almost too brown for me. Like there's there was so much brown.
Yeah, I was definitely trying to get that like sepia old
Yes.
school
Yeah,
kind of feel to it.
which again, I know
Nostalgic
was
tone.
their artistic choice, in which I respect. I wish it had been more colorful. But I loved the design of the puppets, and there was just so much texture to it, and a
Yeah.
lot of it I know, and I think, yeah, I said the sepia tone, but also it was so much of it looked like me, it was like it was made out of cardboard, and
Yeah, I
which
could see that.
again was their artistic choice, right? But there was just so much brown. Anyway, so nitpicky, but super cute, and just happy that somebody, like, they let them do something really creative.
Yeah. Well, and it's just been so interesting to see David Lowery and his relationship with Disney. And I mean, most of us were disappointed by Peter Pan and Wendy, but for the most part, like it seems like he's able to still have his creative voice and
Yeah, be
still
able to do
work with
something.
them.
Right.
And I think that's cool and something I admire. But yeah, you can see his aesthetic certainly in this short.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, I'd be interested to see what he does with more animation.
Me too. If my hope, Rachel, is that he's going to do more animation.
Yeah,
you know,
I would love that.
Me too. Me too. So
So where
sorry to
do
be
you have it?
hard on this. I have it low. I have it at let's see, at 10.
Okay. Yeah.
Or lower.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not way low, but so in the top half.
Yeah.
But I just, again,
Cool.
yeah, but it's really, really so well done, and I hope that your wonderful listeners will go watch it. You know,
Well, it's just interesting that it was really the only Christmas offering we got from Disney Plus
yeah, true.
this season. So that was kind of interesting. But yeah, let's go over our rankings since we did them in chronological. So I have Mickey's Christmas Carol at 1, Nightmare Before Christmas at 2, Pluto's Christmas Tree at 3, The Little Match Girl at 4, An Almost Christmas Story at 5, Proper Landing at 6, Corn Chips at 7, Once Upon a Wintertime at 8, Mickey Saves Christmas at 9, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas at 10, Los Posadas at 11, A Christmas Carol at 12, the Star Wars Holiday Special at 13, Olaf's Frozen Adventure at 14, Toy Story That Time Forgot at 15, The Small One at 16, Diary of Wimpy Kid Christmas at 17, Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas at 18, and Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year at 19.
Nice. Okay.
That's
So
fine.
for me, I have The Nightmares on both ends. The Nightmare Before Christmas is number 1, and The Nightmare That Is a Christmas Carol, I have that one at 19. But that's all. I digress. So at number 2, I have Prep and Landing. 3, Olaf's Frozen Adventure. 4, Mickey's Christmas Carol. 5, Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. 6, and basically, it's a tie for 6, but it's for 6, Corn Chips. 7, Pluto's Christmas Tree. 8, Las Posadas. Sorry if I'm butchering that. 9, Toy Story, The Land That Time Forgot. Excuse me, The Toy Story That Time Forgot. 10, An Almost Christmas Story. 11, The Small One. 12, Once Upon a Winter Time. 13, The Little Match Girl. 14, Mickey Saves Christmas. 15, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Christmas. 16, Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year. 17, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. 18, Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, which is the biggest piece of crap. And then, again, followed by number 19, Robert Zemeckis's A Christmas Carol.
Yeah. So I posted on this ranking on, I posted this list on Twitter.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
got quite a few responses. So this is kind of fun. So Kevin at iCritic, he says unconventional pick, but I do love the Robert Zemeckis Christmas Carol. CC Takato says it's a cliched pick, but I love Nightmare Before Christmas, but I have a soft spot for Belle's Enchanted Christmas. Allison Lewis says probably Mickey's Christmas Carol, though I enjoy several of them, especially the shorts. Gaden Duggar says Nightmare Before Christmas is an all-time classic. The Darren Nostalgia Cast, he has Mickey's Christmas Carol. CM Waters says I'm perhaps a little biased towards Nightmare Before Christmas, as that's one of my favorite animated movies, period. But Mickey's Christmas Carol is really good too. The Girly Nerd says Pluto's Christmas Tree and Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Nice, yeah.
Gavin Evans says Nightmare Before Christmas. Eric Faulkner says this is actually a good direct-to-video movie. It's Mickey's Magical Christmas. And it says it includes Pluto's Christmas Tree and Mickey's Christmas Carol, along with some shorts from Mickey's Mouse Works. There's another one called House of Villains, which includes Halloween-themed shorts. Yeah. That's true. And I considered those, but I thought that the Once Upon a Christmas stood more on its own.
Yeah.
Its own thing.
Yeah.
And then Frank Henry says The Night Before Christmas. So got quite a bit of variety there.
Fun to get everybody's opinions.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's the really what's such a fun thing about Christmas programming anyway, is that it's so varied. And there's a lot of it. And so you just hope that people, just glad that people find stuff that they like, that they're happy with. And
much of it is tied to nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's what you watched when you were a kid.
Exactly.
Waiting to, open the presents. What did they?
Yeah.
I know that Charlie Brown Christmas, I was watched frequently.
Oh, I love that one so much.
Yeah,
I love the original Grinch with the Boris Karloff narrated Grinch. Yeah, that TV special. I love that so much.
You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch.
So good. So good.
So let us know. Like I said, I will have the link for the Letterboxd list in the description. So let us know what your ranking would be, what you think of our ranking, what you think of these films. We would love to hear it in the comment section. And Stanford, how can people follow you?
I've got a movie podcast and blog. It's at moviespastandpresent.com. And you can find me on Instagram at moviespap, as in past and present.
Great. And you can find us at Disney Talking on Twitter. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews all over the place. So make sure to check that out. If you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really helps us a lot. Spread the word. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you check out our over 100 episodes of Talking Disney Classics. We would love your thoughts on all of those episodes. They're a lot of fun. And we'll have the playlist in the description that you can check out. And you check out the Patreon group. That's the biggest way you can support what we're doing. And we have lots of cool opportunities that you get to talk to talent and other benefits of being a patron. And we have the merch store. You get hashtag Animation Junkie shirts. So check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.